me wegsetzen.
Yeah.
Do you think I was sitting there? Because not my gedacht. I tried to go out in the back someplace. Everything is cut off and cut in with cork that you can't go. You're not allowed to go. You know what I mean? And it's if on council, it's not easy because over there's watchmen in ours. You know what I mean? You're not allowed to go there. This is different. In the front, they wouldn't let me through. So I found another way. Oh, I see. I went under the courts, you know. And it like, and it was pretty far to go to the company. I come to the company. I stood maar zo bang that I didn't tell this to her, remind him. Steht dabei, dat mag zijn wat het oben nog geweest. Riepke, neem niet Schavizes, lopen niet voeren van Amerika. En dat had steht erbij. So my finster and bitter, I didn't verlieren time, when comes to. Anyway, I got all of this. I got what I needed. And I slept, and I gave to it, and do what more around again. Hier zum Haus. Een chique garen. Anyway, haben wir gekriegt die Visas. Und dann sind wir hergekommen, einen Bauch gemacht, wegzufuhren. The first chance.
The first ship.
The first shipment.
So all 5 of you came on the ship?
Yeah.
What month was it? I think you told me it was the winter.
January.
January.
1925.
And you said it was a terrible trip because it was winter.
You know, but they gave us small ships to take to the big ship.
Yeah.
Oh, I was so sick. I thought I'll never make to America.
Seasickness, they tell you sickness, you want to die.
Oh yeah, you think, well I tell you, I don't know. And I was sick.
So what was the name of the boat? Do you remember the name of the boat? What?
The Lapland. The big ship, the Lapland.
In 1925? And you came, did you have a place to sleep or you just went,
What do you mean? In the ship they give you? We came second class. We had a very fine...
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You sent a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
Sent nicely.
In this is eine Welt. Shall I tell you something? Meyer hat auch gegeben Geld, but Meyer hat mir gedacht, machen geben Geld.
Oh.
If nicht eine Welt, we would never make it.
So that's who I'm named for, right? Ella.
Yeah. Wenn nicht eine Welt, we would never make it. So was would gewesen? Wenn ich komme allein kann Amerika damals.
Nobody would have come with you.
I never liked it here. I couldn't stand my... I don't want to talk because it's no use. My sisters didn't. They thought I'm a slave they made of me, and I was too stupid to answer people. I was afraid of that. I came in my ältere Schwester. They were cruel. I would never do it to a stranger. No. Anyway, I am sure I would be here, make a couple of dollars. And I would never look at them. If you know. Anyway, look, when ich hab geniegt, then you don't know me anymore. Anyway, the story is, if I would have come by myself that time when I wanted to go, I would have go back. I would stay here. This was, when I wanted to go, must have been like 23.
Yeah.
And, yeah. Might have been given 21. No, it must have been 21. 21. So I would stay here a few years and I would just come back to Hitler. And maybe I would be married. Because it took in the 30s. Ich bin doch in the 30s there. I went for your father. And
what year did you go for Daddy?
I went 30.
1930?
Yeah.
So 5 years later?
Just for, I waited for my citizen papers. I didn't want to go without my citizen papers.
And Daddy, why didn't Daddy get anything? Nobody was able to, he had no family, nobody could
There was
send
no,
him.
in those days, they couldn't do anything. I couldn't do anything, except...
And your brothers wouldn't send for Daddy? They couldn't?
I didn't want to bother, and my brothers, I don't think, there was no way, he's a stranger. Wolf had me give him an argument. He said, why didn't you tell me? You know, we were talking and I was telling him about, why didn't you tell me I would have sent for him? That he would have. But look, I wouldn't. I wanted to come here, you know. I didn't know what I wanted. But I was young. I was 70 years. Was that, you know, I didn't know what I wanted. It was too much. And in those days, I wasn't so much in love with your father because he was no dancer, and I needed a dancer. That was a good reason. It was not a dancer for me. I had other dancers.
You used to tell Bubby what? That you were going.
My mother used to say, Shabbosnacht, Sintignacht, Mittwochnacht gehen Blois, Mädler, and the andere Nacht gehen the boys.
And you used to go dancing. Because you like to do that.
I was always, I couldn't resist when I got music. My gosh, no. And I had special dances. I had a man to do.
What you used to dance in Poland? Also waltzes and regular dances? Or in Poland, when you went to these dances, what you dance? Regular dances? Or did
Oh, come on.
No, did you dance folk dancing? No, because there's folk dancing also.
Yeah, we dance Lancier. You know what Lancier is?
No.
Sound, this I fight at times. This you have to do in, how do you call it?
Like folk dancing? You have to wear certain...
And listen, this you call out.
That's Alma.
Like
And
square
every
dancing.
figure. This is in you know.
Square dancing, like.
Square dancing. This was together, you know. Who knows how many couples? We had a big hall, and we were on both sides. You know, you need on both sides. Half here. Now, for instance, if you have 5 couples here, you gotta have 5 couples here. You have 20 couples here, you gotta have 20 couples here. You know what I mean? On both sides. And that's what we were dancing. Ah, come on. We dance everything.
And Bubby never knew.
When they found out, when Shemenshi.
They did find out, or they never found out?
Oh, yeah, they found out. They did. Somebody brought it in shul, and my father came home and looked at it and said, "So schön getan." But who cared at that time? I heard music, you know, and I went dancing. I always said we don't to dance. I had a steady dancer. Your father knew. He used to come to watch. He didn't go dancing.
But Daddy always watched, even when you went with Mr. Stern. Daddy would go, even when you went with Mr. Stern.
Well, your father wasn't a dancer. I don't know.
So in 5 years though, you went back. You knew he wrote to you all those codes.
Oh, yeah. We always correspond in German.
Yeah.
In those days, it's given the Europe that style. And we learned German, and I had a bunch of, when I moved here, where I live now, in Canarsie, I found some, you know, you move.
You found the
I found
letters?
some papers, a bunch of letters.
What'd you do with them?
What I did, I started to read them. It was very hard for me to read it. Once you don't use it,
Yeah.
it was very hard, so I got rid of them.
Oh no, you threw them away?
But I want to keep them. But who have to keep them?
Oh,
It's German letters. I
So
couldn't read them.
what?
If I would have been able to read them, maybe I would keep them.
But somebody, we could have found somebody who was able to read them.
I could read them, but I just didn't like it. So now I'm watching because I write Yiddish too. To whomever I stopped corresponding. I'm going to stop this too. But whomever I write Yiddish, correspond Yiddish, I keep it up. I answer. I haven't got much now Yiddish because I used to write in Israel, and now the family in Israel. So
You don't write to anybody in Israel anymore?
They're gone.
I do
Who's
write.
gone?
I have yet.
Mayor is gone.
But
Yeah.
shouldn't
But what about Chana? You don't
What?
Chana?
Yeah, I write to him in Yiddish. In fact, I just
And
wrote
Mordechai and Esther?
Mordechai and Esther doch nicht du. Zuerst in vielleicht schreiben Yiddish. Yeah, she did. But Mordechai is Naomi. you know, now his second wife.
Yeah.
She writes English, so she writes me English. So I in fact also wrote her, you know, a letter. I write to Tove, aber immer schon still.
Yeah.
So, zu Tove schreibe ich Jiddisch. Ich hatte dort zwei Maltje Steinbaum, tweede zu de Wees, das ist gehört. Zu zij schreibe ich Jiddisch. In zu Hanne. Kann ich, you know. Beine. Hanne Mai. Mai is nice too.
No, I
I
know.
know, but we had a nice time when we were there.
What?
We had a nice time with them when we were there.
Oh, yeah. He was a very nice person.
Yes.
We spent a full week with them there. They were marvelous to us.
Oh, yeah.
We spent
Maya is a terrific
We spent a whole week in the town.
Every day he took
Every
us.
day.
In
That's
fact, we were
nice.
so glad the day he had something to do, so we took the buses because we wanted to go back to Yerushalayim anyway. We were so glad. He apologized and we were so glad.
And then we had supper at his daughter's house one night.
Yeah, with his
Yeah.
daughter Esther.
The night we left for
Yeah.
for America.
She was supposed to come to America visiting the daughter. But they changed their mind in the event that she came.
Their daughter, Maya's granddaughter, is in America?
Maya is Hannah's daughter. Was supposed to come to America. For a visit.
For a visit. You
Yeah.
said to visit.
Yeah, I wrote her, look, maybe I'll be away this summer, I don't know. But I gave her my telephone, she should call me if she comes. But she wrote me that they changed their mind, they don't come to America, they went someplace in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
That's also nice. You know what you really didn't tell the story of, though, that Uncle Max, the time you ran away with the, in Hungary, you ran
With
away
the
in
police?
Yeah, that's such a good story.
But Tiedemans met this story. I tell you. Look, I was... you know, I always, you know, a passport or identification wasn't, a plain identification wasn't good. You had to have a passport. It costed a lot of money in Poland, and I didn't have them. I didn't have. It was stupid of me. I was a stupid person. For myself, I was stupid. So I went without any identification. Whatever excuses I gave them. I went to a wedding, I was there. I used to go to weddings too. Kentucky gevoerd, you know, when I found out that there is a wedding on the border, and I gevoerd of the gasten. Oh yeah, I was on church roep of a gasten in those days. I'll never forget that wedding. That was so beautiful. I always thought when I'll marry off my children, I'll do that. But I don't know.
What they
didn't
do?
think to. For instance, when the Husenkalle came off the Huppe, this is what me most gefallen. And by us in those days, you know, tort meant fancy cakes, you know, with they dressed the cakes with, there is a certain, not a flower, it's a little green, you know,
Like a
a little, yeah, it's a
leaf.
like, it's a leaf from a house plant, but a special leaf, a small leaf. And this was very aristocratic. This was made very rich. Only, you know, it was a deer. And they dressed these cakes, you know. Also they did, you know, with icing, and then they put these flowers, these branches, also kleine branches, and they dressed them with those branches, of course. And the girls carried these. Tortenskes.
They use that in English too.
They do it,
Don't they?
and they carry this with lecht, eine lecht, in een of the cakes, in een of schöne challah, a big challah, you know, and all those things, they meet the Husenkalle. And they danced back, because they faced the Husenkalle, and they danced back with the cakes, and with the challahs, and with the bread. You know, a blessing, you know.
Well, the girls did that.
Yeah, the girls.
Well, in America, the boys do it.
I tell you the truth, I can't remember, but I see the girls. But I think it was men too, with unders, you know. It took a long, usually the ship is outside, till they brought them in. It was so nice, and of course there was a dressing table for the Hus and Kalle, and by themselves. Also with the other turtle meant those cakes, you know, those pigs with the, you know, with the, what I say, how they were dressed. Dat was special. En alles, ik ben al zo groot, aggressive in them table, aggressive, so with my table. I mean it.
Yeah,
I'm not joking.
They make them that way.
And beautiful, beautiful. And they were dancing with all this in their hand, in dancing there. Meer op de skiffel, wees wie oud echt, en dan misschien 12 years, so imagine how many years this is. I admire it. You know. En van them, aber ik zag eruit, ik heb me gevoel. And there's Andy. Andy doesn't want to go home. It's your maybe after, no?
No, it's not even 8 o'clock.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
And so anyway, so I didn't have any, but so once, okay, he told me, you know, and I thought it's okay because it wasn't the first time for me. And mitten erin, as I go down from the train to go my way, he stops me.
Who?
The police,
Oh.
whoever they go, you know, stops me. I thought, you know, that I got through with him. So, and I stopped, and then he turns around, right here. En hij beschikt me dat zo, ja, ben je hart van Kluif. From Kluif. And I did, started on. To the exit where to go out, and it happened, I was lucky, there was a lot of people.
And how old were you?
12 years. And I've been running out, and I didn't look in vain, but I got into the trolleys in those days. And as I got in, I couldn't breathe, you know, from running and hiding and scared. So so when I got in, I sat down, and then I knew my cafe, because I was already a number of times there, and all that, and I worried, and I don't know where I am. It's a big city, Kasha. Not like New York, but it's a big city. And I look, you know, because Czech and Polish is very, you know, similar. So I knew how to talk. Anyway, but I was afraid to ask anybody. And I didn't know even what to ask. How am I going to get where I want to be? I don't know where I am. Because that wasn't my trolley. And I worry, I sit in the bus and I'm in the trolley and worry, and then, you know, people come in. Oh, I know that woman. When do I know that woman? I saw a woman, are you? Oh, I remind myself. I tell you, Mizuk, you know, no, this is great for Mineshima. I'm telling you. Look, I was a young girl. I shake it, I younger, where do I know what would happen to me? And my heart gave me a pick in Clive Refuge. So I went over to that woman. Yeah, so I remind myself that I saw her buying in my cousin's bakery. You know, my father had their cousins, was my father's cousin, and they had a bakery. Very nice people, very fine people. So I went over to her, and I asked her if she should please help me. I don't know, I got lost. I want to go to her house's bakery. How do I get there? So she told me. I got bus to take and where to get off. And that's what I did. And I came to the house's bakery.
Oh, they motor buses or horse-drawn?
What?
Regular motor buses?
No, that was trolleys. A trolley.
By horses or electric?
No. By electric. The trolley, a regular trolley.
I didn't know. That many years ago they had that here.
Yes, in Kassel, the big cities they had. Yeah, in my city they didn't have such a thing. There it wasn't big. But in that city, yeah. So I came there, and like I say, Richardsgeest, she gave me about a stick bread with a coffee. So when I came to because I was frightened. Yeah. And they came in, see, she sold a lot of, we in Poland didn't have bread. So people came, business, they finagled. So they came there to the bakery because she sold them whatever they wanted. And some people knew me because they saw me, and when they saw me in the bakery, were they happy? Oh, it was they, because he ran around, he was looking for me. He went in every trolley he stopped.
Oh, the policeman.
Yeah, that the guy, yeah. In every, so, and he told them what I wore and how I looked, and
But to this day, you don't know why. Why he wanted you.
I don't know. He stopped me because I didn't have any identification. It's borders you gotta have. Who are you? And what we would have done, who knows? That's it. So I done a good thing, but I was afraid to go anymore. So,
But that's when you told Uncle Max, that's when you saw Max?
I went to Max and I was afraid to go home. I stayed there very long, nice. I stayed there a long time, more than a month. And I used to stay only a couple of days, as a rule. But after this, and I was afraid to go home. So I stayed alone. And believe me, when I came and I thought I'll never go again. But what do you think I did? I did go. But of course, he went already to America. That was the last trip. So I wanted to go.
And that, yeah.
So I wanted to go, but better I had. I wanted to give him the chips. And in those days, you took along food, whatever you could. So I wanted to bake something for him and this and that. So I asked the woman he lived with, he was a boarder by somebody, whether she would allow me to bake in her oven. She says yes, but she can't give me wood. She can give me, you were Mr. Keutenholz. All right. Holz is wood. So I went to my uncle. Ik begon met een nachtmoe. Brof gelijk me bloem. Oh, ik heb je 2 even blaks verschoen aan de schmoel. Ik ben gelaufen met hem Holz en dan. And I baked for Max, and I gave him everything. I didn't even leave myself. I knew how much the train cost, so I left it just so. I come to in the trains, I'm traveling. Hele so the train went up from Orlo.